If you've ever traveled between the Czech Republic and northern Germany by train, you'll probably recall just how long your train journey took. Between Prague and Dresden, a distance of 120 kilometers, it takes half an hour longer to travel by train than by bus. However, in the near future, this is all about to change, as a new high-speed rail line project aims to shorten the distance and travel times between the two cities. Just how much time will this high-speed line shave off journeys? How much will the project cost? And most importantly, when will it be finished? Currently, train travel on the Prague to Dresden main line takes around 2 hours and 15 minutes. Between the two cities, the nearly 100-year-old line passes through Ústí nad Labem while traversing the narrow Elbe, or as it's known in Czech, Labe River Valley, making sharp twists and turns while at some points intersecting with local tracks. While speeds on certain parts of the pre-existing rail line can get up to the Czech Railway's maximum allowed speed of 160 kilometers an hour, the average speed of the existing Eurocity Express trains is usually around 90 kilometers an hour, with trains usually not exceeding 130 kilometers an hour. At that point, you might as well take a Flixbus, which will get you to Dresden around a half hour earlier than the train via the E55 motorway. Okay, so what the Prague to Dresden high-speed rail project aims to do is essentially replace the existing main line as the primary mode of travel for passenger traffic between the two cities. The project aims to build 3 new underground tunnels, a new, separate high-speed rail line that will bypass the existing Ústí to Prague and Kolín main line, and a few new high-speed rail stations. The project is part of the wider effort to develop the Czech Republic's high-speed rail network, which was considered a political priority by the Czech government in 2022. We'll start by taking a look at the project on the German side of the border before moving to Czechia. The high-speed rail line will begin at Dresden Hauptbahnhof and will utilize the pre-existing Dresden to Heidenau train line, which is rather straight in nature. The Dresden to Heidenau line will see renovations including 46 kilometers of new and renovated tracks and an overtaking track. Dresden Hauptbahnhof will also see new tracks for freight trains. The Dresden-Schauwitz stop will also be modified with the additional high-speed tracks added along with some track realignments. At Heidenau South, a gradual flyover will allow high-speed trains to go over the existing rail tracks and into the first of 3 new tunnels that will comprise part of the high-speed rail line to Prague. When built, the Erzgebirgstunnel will be the longest tunnel in Germany and will span around 30 kilometers in length all the way across the German-Czech border into the Czech Republic. From what it looks like in renderings, the tunnel will be single-tracked and up to 600 meters underground at its deepest. This would allow for speeds of up to 200 kilometers an hour. Don't like going through tunnels? On the German side of the border, there will be an evacuation and access tunnel where buses can pick up stranded passengers in the event of an emergency. On the Czech side of the border, the Erzgebirgstunnel will emerge somewhere near the town of Chlumec by Chabařovice, where it will continue on to 35 kilometers of modified pre-existing rail lines to Ústí nad Labem, where a new high-speed station will be created. Now, I'm not sure if the old station will be modified or if a new one will be built, but according to Správa Železnic, that's the plan. Anyway, after Ústí, high-speed trains will then pass into another tunnel, the 18-kilometer-long, creatively renamed Středohorský tunnel, between Ústí and somewhere south of Litoměřice. From there, the high-speed line will intersect with the existing Kolín to Děčín rail line, stopping at a new high-speed regional rail transfer center station somewhere near Roudnice nad Labem before continuing onto its own, new dedicated right-of-way into Prague. Apparently, speeds on this high-speed segment from Roudnice to Prague will be 320 kilometers an hour, which, if true, would allow high-speed trains to travel between Prague and Ústí nad Labem in around 30 minutes as opposed to the 1 hour and 10 minutes we see nowadays. Now, the project on the Czech side of the border is estimated to cost around 800 billion Czech crowns, or roughly 31 billion euros, including renovations to the existing rail lines and new stations. What's more is that the project is already co-funded partially by the European Union, so funding right now isn't exactly the biggest issue. The problem is the impact this project will have on the environment and villages that will be near the high-speed rail line. This is currently being assessed by Správa Železnic and should be finished around the late 2020s. Also, since the Czech Republic has never built high-speed rail, right now experts from France, Germany, and a handful of other countries that operate high or higher speed trains are currently helping the Czech Republic build up its high-speed rail network. What's interesting is that if this project sticks to the design currently proposed, it will allow German ICE and other foreign high-speed trains to travel on the Dresden to Prague rail line, as it is planned to be equipped with ETCS train control. While the plans for this project in their current form sound and look great, and if the project actually goes ahead, it will be, international high-speed rail is still a long ways away in Czechia, with the earliest construction slated to begin in the Czech Republic in 2027, according to Správa Železnic. Meanwhile, construction of the high-speed rail line on the German side is expected to begin sometime in the early 2030s. Now, obviously, I'm no expert, but from what it looks like, you should expect the Prague to Dresden high-speed rail line to open, let's see, sometime in the 2040s. Yeah, it's still a long way away from being realized, but the renderings do look promising. So yeah, that's all you need to know about the Prague to Dresden high-speed rail project. Now, I just barely scratched the surface of this project. If you want to know more about the process and the project itself, check the description of this video. Want me to cover a certain transit project? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching.